There comes a time in life when you realize not everyone in the room is clapping for you. Some smile to your face and sharpen knives behind your back. They underestimated you. They counted on your silence, your surrender. They thought they could write the ending of your story without your permission. But here you are, still standing. You know what happens when people try to tear someone down? They reveal themselves. They show their hand, their fear, their insecurities, because destruction is always a sign of weakness. It is not power. Power is getting back up. Power is knowing who you are even when the world tries to rewrite your narrative. And let's talk about karma, not in the mystical sense, but in the real, inevitable way that truth finds its way to the surface. The ones who conspired against you, they are now living in the world they created. They planted seeds of deception, and now they must harvest the thorns. You don't even have to seek revenge. Life takes care of that for you. But this moment isn't just about them, it's about you. It's about who you became in the fire, about the lessons you carry forward. Because destruction was never your destination. Strength was, clarity was, a deeper understanding of who you are and who you will never be. So let them watch, let them feel the weight of their choices. And as for you, you walk forward whole, unshaken, and victorious, because the best revenge was never retaliation, it was survival. And you, my friend, have done just that. You are still here, and that is more powerful than anything they ever tried to do to you. There's a moment in life when everything you thought was solid crumbles beneath your feet. The betrayal stings, the rejection cuts deep, the lies, the sabotage, the whispers behind your back, each one designed to break you. They wanted to see you fall, to see you doubt yourself, to see you reduced to nothing. And maybe for a moment it worked. Maybe you did stumble. Maybe you had nights when you questioned everything, when the weight of their actions pressed so heavily on your chest that you struggled to breathe. Maybe there were days when getting out of bed felt like a battle, when you replayed every cruel word, every unfair moment, every bit of their deception and asked yourself, why me? But here's what they didn't understand. Resilience is built in the breaking. The pressure they put on you didn't crush you. It created something stronger, something sharper, something unshakable. What they saw as ruin was actually your rebirth. They thought they were destroying you, but in reality, they were forging a version of you that no longer seeks validation from those who never had your best interests at heart. Resilience is not about pretending it didn't hurt. It's not about ignoring the wounds. It's about standing up, looking at the damage, and deciding this is not where my story ends. It's about understanding that pain is a part of the process, but it does not get to dictate your future. And let's be clear, resilience isn't just about survival. It's about transformation. You didn't just make it through, you emerged wiser, stronger, more aware of who belongs in your life and who never deserved a seat at your table. You learned to set boundaries. You learned to trust yourself. You learned that your worth was never dependent on their approval. So now, when they see you thriving, when they watch you walk with a confidence they tried to strip away, they feel it. The weight of their choices, the realization that their attempt to destroy you only made you more powerful. That's the price they pay. Because resilience doesn't just mean you survived, it means you rose. And nothing they do now can take that away from you. Let me know if you'd like any tweaks or additions. There is nothing more dangerous to those who tried to break you than your decision to own your story fully, unapologetically, and without. For too long, they expected you to hide. They wanted you to feel small, to carry the weight of their betrayals like an anchor around your neck. They counted on you being too afraid, too hurt, too unsure of yourself to ever stand up and say, this is what happened to me, and this is who I am because of it. But here's the truth. The moment you take control of your own narrative, the moment you stop letting others dictate how your story is told, you take away their power. They no longer get to define you by their lies, their manipulations, or their attempts to silence you. Because your story isn't about them, it's about you. Owning your story doesn't mean ignoring the pain. It doesn't mean pretending that what happened to you wasn't unfair, unjust, or undeserved. It means acknowledging it, staring it in the face, and refusing to let it hold you hostage. Yes, they tried to break you. They spread rumors, they twisted the truth, they tried to turn people against you. But what they failed to realize is that every attempt to erase you only made you more determined to be seen. And now here you are, standing tall, speaking your truth, reclaiming everything they thought they had taken from you. There's incredible power in saying, this is what I've been through, and I am still here. Because when you do that, you don't just free yourself, you inspire others. You give permission to those who have been silenced to step forward. You remind people that pain is not the end of the story. Think about it. History remembers those who refuse to be erased. Strength isn't in pretending the past didn't happen. It's in choosing how you move forward despite it. It's in deciding that your life will not be shaped by what they did to you, but by what you did next. And here's the most beautiful part. When you own your story, you take back everything they stole. The dignity, the confidence, the ability to walk into any room with your head high, knowing that you survived, knowing that no one can use your past against you anymore. That is their price to pay. They have to watch you live, thrive, and embrace every part of your journey, knowing they failed to silence you because you own your story now. And nothing they do can ever take that away. Does this expansion fit the tone you're looking for? Let me know if you'd like any tweaks. Betrayal is a wound that cuts deeper than most because it never comes from an enemy. It comes from those you trusted, the ones you let close, the ones you believed had your back, the ones you never thought would be capable of harming you. And when it happens, it shakes everything. It makes you question not just them, but yourself. How did I not see it coming? How could I have been so blind? The pain of betrayal isn't just about what they did. It's about the stories we tell ourselves afterward, the self-doubt, the second guessing, the way we start to wonder if we'll ever trust again. This is where courage comes in. Because courage is not the absence of fear or pain, it's the decision to move forward despite them. Courage is choosing to keep your heart open after betrayal tried to close it. Courage is refusing to let someone else's actions turn you bitter, hard, or unrecognizable to yourself. It takes courage to sit with the pain instead of running from it, to acknowledge the hurt without letting it define you, to look at the betrayal and say, this will not break me. And let's be honest, betrayal is infuriating. It makes you want justice. It makes you want answers. It makes you want to rewind time and unknow the things you now know. But part of courage is understanding that closure doesn't always come in the form of an apology. It doesn't always come wrapped in a neat little bow. Sometimes closure is realizing that the betrayal had nothing to do with your worth and everything to do with their weakness. That's a hard truth to accept, but it's a freeing one. When people betray you, it says far more about them than it ever could about you. Their dishonesty, their deception, their willingness to throw away your trust, those are reflections of who they are, not who you are. So where do you go from here? You choose courage. You decide that betrayal will not rob you of your ability to love, to trust, to hope. You take what happened, you learn from it, and you refuse to let it make you bitter. And here's the part they never expected. You rise. Not just in spite of what they did, but because of it. Because courage is a fire that betrayal cannot put out. It is the refusal to be destroyed by those who underestimated you. And now they have to watch as you stand strong. They have to live with the knowledge that their actions did not break you, but instead built you into someone more resilient, more self-aware, and more powerful than ever before. That is their price to pay. And your reward? Freedom, strength, a heart that still beats with purpose. Because courage in the face of betrayal is not just about surviving, it's about thriving in a way they never thought possible. And you, my friend, are thriving. Does this resonate with the message you want to deliver? Let me know if you'd like any adjustments. 8, no one signs up for hardship. No one wakes up and says, today I hope I struggle. I hope I get betrayed. I hope I face disappointment. But life doesn't ask for our permission when it brings adversity our way. It arrives uninvited, often at the worst possible moment, and shakes the foundation of everything we thought we knew. And in that moment, we have a choice. We can let adversity break us, or we can let it shape us. And we can allow it to make us bitter, or we can allow it to make us better. The difference lies in how we choose to respond. Because adversity, as painful as it is also an invitation to grow, to evolve, to transform. Think about it. The most powerful people you know, the ones who inspire you, who move you, who radiate strength and wisdom, do you think they got there by living an easy life? No. They became who they are because they walked through the fire and came out stronger. They didn't avoid adversity, they used it. There is something profound about being tested by life and realizing you are stronger than you ever imagined. The things you thought would destroy you, the moments you thought you wouldn't survive, look at you now, you're still here. You are proof that pain is not permanent, that setbacks are not final, that hardship is not the end of the road. It is a crossroads. Adversity forces you to dig deep, to discover strengths you never knew you had. It strips away the illusions, the distractions, the unnecessary, and leaves you with the raw truth of who you are. It teaches you resilience. It refines your purpose. It makes you look at yourself in the mirror and ask, who do I want to become because of this? And that's where transformation begins, because adversity is not just about surviving, it's about becoming. The version of you that walks out of the storm is not the same as the one that walked in. You are sharper, wiser, more intentional, more aware of who belongs in your life and who doesn't, more connected to your own strength, more unapologetic about your worth. And let's be clear, transformation doesn't mean pretending the pain didn't happen. It doesn't mean glossing over the struggle. It means honoring the journey. It means taking what happened and saying, I will not let this be wasted. And that is where those who try to destroy you failed. They thought adversity would crush you. They thought it would silence you, weaken you, make you give up. But instead, it awakened something in you that they never saw coming. Power, purpose, a determination to rise higher than you ever have before. That is the price they now pay. They have to watch as the very thing that was meant to break you becomes the thing that elevates you. And as for you, you don't just survive, you transform, you step into your greatness, you walk into your future not as a victim of your past, but as the architect of your destiny, because adversity was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal you, and look at you now. Would you like any refinements or additions? Let me know how this feels. If there's one thing that life guarantees, it's this: no action goes unanswered. No betrayal, no deception, no cruelty, and no attempt to break someone down ever truly disappears into the void. The universe may not operate on our timeline, but it keeps a record. And this is where patience becomes your greatest strength, because justice, real justice, isn't always immediate. It doesn't always arrive with a dramatic moment of reckoning. Sometimes it moves quietly. Sometimes it works in ways that we can't see at first, but eventually it arrives, and when it does, it is undeniable. The illusion of getting away with it. For a time, it may seem like those who wronged you are thriving. They walk around as if nothing happened. They smile, they celebrate, they continue their lives as if their actions carried no consequences. And as the hardest part, watching them live freely while you are left to deal with the damage they caused. But don't mistake silence for absence. Just because justice isn't loud at first doesn't mean it isn't working. The long game is in motion, and every lie, every betrayal, every act of cruelty they committed is adding weight to their own downfall. Because karma doesn't forget. Karma is not revenge. It's balance. Karma isn't about wishing bad things on those who hurt you. It's not about hoping they suffer or plotting ways to make them feel the pain they caused you. No, karma is simply about balance. It ensures that what is given is returned, that energy, good or bad, always finds its way home. Those who build their lives on dishonesty will eventually see it crumble. Those who manipulate and betray will find themselves surrounded by people who do the same to them. Those who try to destroy others will find that they were, in fact, digging their own grave. And the best part, you don't even have to do anything. You don't have to chase revenge. You don't have to force justice. You just have to step back and let life take care of it, because it will. It always does. Your focus, the long game, while they're busy looking over their shoulders, waiting for the fallout of their own choices, you are free. Free to move forward, free to heal, free to build a life so full, so abundant, so powerful that their actions no longer define you. And that is the ultimate justice, because the real price they pay isn't just whatever consequences come their way. It's having to watch you rise. It's seeing you succeed in ways they never imagined. It's knowing that despite their best efforts, they failed to break you. That's the long game, not revenge, not bitterness, but choosing to live so well, so fully, that they become irrelevant to your story. And when their time comes, and it will, you won't need to be there to witness it. Because by then you'll be so far ahead, so deeply immersed in the life you built, that their downfall won't even matter. Justice will have already been served because you won. Let me know if this captures the message you want to convey. Take a deep breath, look around, feel the weight of everything you have been through. The betrayals, the losses, the nights when you thought you wouldn't make it. Feel it not as a burden, but as a testament to your strength. Because despite everything, despite every attempt to break you, despite the moments when you questioned whether you could keep going, you are still here. And that, my friend, is powerful beyond measure. The storm didn't win. There were moments when it felt like the storm would consume you, when the weight of pain, rejection, and betrayal pressed down so hard that you weren't sure you could carry it anymore. There were days when getting out of bed felt like a battle. Nights when sleep wouldn't come because your mind was too loud with the echoes of everything that had gone wrong. You know what it's like to feel forgotten, overlooked, cast aside. But here's the thing, you are still here, and that means the storm did not win. It may have shaken you, it may have left scars, but it did not destroy you. It failed the strength they never saw coming. People underestimate resilience. They think that because you were hurt, you were weak, that because you stumbled, you would never stand again. But what they didn't realize is that every challenge, every betrayal, every moment of hardship was shaping you into someone stronger than you ever thought possible. You didn't just survive, you adapted. You didn't just make it through, you grew. They thought they were writing your ending, but all they did was set the stage for your comeback. And now they have to watch. They have to live with the fact that their worst fear came true. You didn't break. You didn't quit. You didn't disappear. Your existence is your victory. You don't need revenge. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. The